Today, we welcome Stuart Ostrow, founder of ShipMoney, a platform transforming maritime financial operations. Stuart, thanks for joining us on Maritime Innovations.
Thank you, Joaquin. Very nice to meet you and appreciate the opportunity of chatting with you.
Stuart, what is ShipMoney and what key problems does it solve for the maritime industry?
ShipMoney is a maritime fintech company based in Miami, Florida. We started many years ago in the cruise line space when we recognized an opportunity whereby there was an industry that was employed vast numbers of foreign nationals, and at the time virtually paid all of its crew members in cash. And as prepaid cards began to gain prominence in the industry, I saw an opportunity in terms of developing a very specific maritime-related payroll solution for that subset called the cruise line industry. And we addressed a fundamental problem. If crew members are paid in cash, what do they do with that cash when they're on board? Well, if they were fortunate enough at the time to get off the ship, they would send the money home. So we approached a company many years ago called TravelX, and we said, we have this great idea. Let's take a wire service, attach it to a payroll card, and introduce it to the maritime industry, because it would fundamentally solve a problem. It enabled the cruise lines to move away from cash payments to a digital solution, and it enabled the individuals, the crew members, to receive their pay electronically and send money home while they're on board. And that basic fundamental idea was the genesis of what we're doing today. And that simple idea took off. In the cruise line industry globally, if you work on a cruise line anywhere in the world, you'll get paid in one of these programs. And it all started from a simple idea of how do we address this problem in terms of cash payments and crew members sending money home. And as that business grew, ultimately I sold it and started anew with a focus in terms of not just addressing the cruise line industry, but the commercial shipping industry as well. So as that business was evolving, we saw an opportunity in the commercial space. If cruise lines represented X number of crew members and X opportunity, the commercial space represented multiples of that opportunity, both in terms of crew and size of the space. And in the commercial market, it's that much more difficult to pay crew members because you don't have 1,000 individuals on a ship, you have 20. And you have crew members from all over the world, and there's no such thing as an international direct deposit. So we encounter conversations, we talk with clients every day all over the world, and it's quite challenging for them in terms of remitting payments cross-border globally. So the industry evolved to a point where crew members get some cash on board via CTM, very expensive way in which to get monies to crew members, and a wire sent home. And the basic idea for ShipMoney is put the funds into an e-wallet, enable the crew member to send money home however or wherever they want to their family members, whether it goes to a bank account, whether it goes to an e-wallet, whether it's a cash payout via Western Union or MoneyGram or whatnot. So basically, it's a much more cost-effective, efficient solution in terms of remitting payments for crew members on board.
Could you explain ShipMoney's approach to transaction security and regulatory compliance, especially regarding today's cyber threats?
One of the unique aspects of our company is that we are vertically integrated, in that we are both a program manager and a payment processor. So we have full control, visibility regarding the transactions, maintenance of accounts, funding, etc. And we use a number of proprietary tools built into our system in terms of fraud monitoring, transaction monitoring, KYC and AML monitoring. So even though we are a global organization and have transactions in virtually every country in the world, we've been very fortunate in terms of being able to maintain the security of our system And we do this through various pieces of technology. We also do on a regular basis external penetration testing. In fact, our pen testing is occurring as we speak. So we engage an outside company purposely to try and ping our system. It's required for our PCI compliance, but it's quite unique service that they provide, and we do that on a regular basis. We are migrating our system actually away from a shared environment to a hosted AWS environment, which will dramatically increase our security protocols just because of the operating environment it sits on. And from a regulatory standpoint, we obviously deal with significant volumes of client money. So we are regulated. We're a U.S. company. We abide by the FinCEN rules, reporting. From a compliance standpoint, we do full KYC on our clients, on beneficial owners, on our account holders and the beneficiaries. We are very protective over our client funds and crew members' funds.
Tell us about the ways your platform simplifies payroll and procurement. Does it integrate easily with existing maritime systems?
That's a relative term because it's always a joke that I have with my IT guys. And my running joke is, oh, that looks easy. That should only take a couple of days. We are integrated probably with about a dozen systems out there. Some proprietary systems that clients built or own themselves, and public systems, Compass, PALS, Adonis, etc. So most of the times when we're talking to prospective clients, unless it's a proprietary system, we're already integrated, and those systems talk to each other already in established channels. But the beauty of the system is one file upload and payments instantaneous. MSC Cruises, our largest cruise client, employs, I don't know, about 30-some thousand crew members, maybe more. And, they run a payroll file, and crew members will be paid in 10, 15 minutes in one fell swoop. Globally, they receive notification, and voila, they can run their payroll file that quickly. So the expediency of that versus running traditional payments through banking corridors is vastly, vastly different. And, it's one of the reasons why employers have embraced this, because of the speed and ease and expediency of running payroll.
What strategic advantages do shipping companies gain through ShipMoney's financial tools and real-time visibility features?
Well, we do hear it time and time again in terms of crew members who are not paid on time through a traditional manner in which they're paid today. Delays in terms of payments being received when payroll is due. Basically, the advantage is crew members are paid contractually on the day that they're due per MLC and ITF requirements. And as I said earlier in my question, they're paid instantaneously. So if payroll is due on the first of the month, at midnight on the first of the month, every crew member can get paid. And for the crew member, it gives them a greater flexibility with regard to how, where, and when they send money home. Right now it's a binary decision. Get some cash on board, send a wire to a bank account. Well, what happens if the crew member has an issue with their family member, or they're in a fight with their wife, or something happened to their bank, or they don't want money to go into that bank account? They want to send their grandmother some cash. They don't really have that flexibility today. So what we really promote is a financial freedom and flexibility to be able to remit payments where, when, and to who at their discretion. Many clients take advantage of that and say, we'll pay for that remittance, but we're going to pass the responsibility over to the crew member. We've already paid you into your e-wallet. You were paid the exact amount that you're due. Contractually, it's up to you in terms of how, where, and when you send money home to your family members. And that is the basic premise of what we do.
Do you find that ShipMoney works equally well for different fleet sizes. What might a typical implementation process look like?
We have clients that have 5 ships, and we have clients that have hundreds of ships. As we've grown, it does become harder to scale down to smaller clients. And I have this basic philosophy that when I first started this company, somebody gave us a chance, and we were a little company. So I've never wavered from trying to work out how to make something scalable to smaller clients. It's become more difficult. We've grown, but an implementation is an implementation. So it takes essentially the same amount of time, whether it's a small client or a medium client. It also depends on the level of integration, the type of reporting, the hierarchy in terms of their structure, funding sources, segregation of accounts, naming conventions, and reporting. So all of those play into the complexity in terms of what an implementation looks like. We always like to say we want to do it right. We don't want to do it in a rush. So typical implementation from start to finish can run about 6 weeks. I have pressed really hard and done it in 2 weeks. Sometimes it takes much longer depending on what the IT requirements are. But we are, the corporate entity name is Maritime Payment Solutions, doing business as ShipMoney. And I think our greatest skill set as an organization is our flexibility in terms of providing solutions for clients. The client gives us a requirement. We are extraordinarily adept at meeting that requirement to make it work for them, whether it's an integration, a hierarchy reporting, training, whatever it may be. I think that the one size fits all does not work in what we do.
Stuart, thank you for sharing your valuable perspectives on maritime finance with our audience today. Your insights will certainly help our shipping managers navigate the evolving financial landscape. We appreciate your time and expertise. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Joaquin. It's been an absolute pleasure.